today with me I have Tawanda, and I'm just going to ask him to introduce himself. So, Tawanda, welcome, and can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Rumbi. It's a pleasure to be on the platform. I am known by the name Coach TC. I am the managing director of Nemari Technologies. I'm also a co-founder at Zayas Investments, which is an administrative startup. And I am also venturing into other startups in energy and also in events management. I'm also a full-time career coach, helping 1,000 graduates and people also at jobs in terms of advancing their careers.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, as you know, we are going to be talking about men and mental health. So, what do you understand about mental health?
All right. So mental health, it has to do with the state of being regarding things that happen to you that influences how you feel, how you interact with other people, and things that also affect your productivity. So they can be positive and negative.
Okay, yeah, that's true. It's all about having a mental state that's well, and you're able to cope with any normal life stresses, or you're able to cope with any situation. And if you're not able to cope with that, then now we can say you probably have mental health issues. So thank you very much for sharing. So since we're talking about men and mental health, can you tell me about the society's career expectations towards men?
Um, I think it depends with the context in terms of the society which you're in. I think for the context which I am in, society deems me to have sort of a balanced mental well-being, of which that's not the case, especially in the pressures that we are in now. And regarding the path that I am in personally, which is entrepreneurship and also trying to manage an existing career, it's quite difficult in terms of balancing mental health. So society, it sort of expects you to be able to manage all of these pressures and everything, and with the stereotypes regarding men as being the head of the table and sort of trying to being a masculine and everything, it sort of derails one in terms of when it comes to handling mental health.
Okay, so you have talked about, you mentioned that society expects you to be mentally well, but then most of the times that's not the case. And then you also talked about the pressures that comes with the expectations. So can you try and explain to me, the pressures that comes with these career expectations?
Right. So I'll speak about the entrepreneurial side. So the most of the pressure comes in terms of as a leader, you're expected to be able to handle all the sorts of pressure that comes, because as a leader in the entrepreneurial journey, you are responsible with marketing, you're responsible with sales, you're responsible with networking, you're responsible with accounting, you're doing all sorts of fields at once. So all of these pressures, and also the pressure of you have to succeed in whatever you're doing. So all of these pressures, they come to you. And another big pressure that comes to you is in regards to trying to get to become profit in terms of the ventures that you're getting into, and also in terms of your in terms of the goodwill that comes with your name. You're trying to set a good example, and to your subordinates and to also your other team members as well. So all of these pressures, they come to me as such, and as a man, it becomes quite difficult as well, trying to handle all of those pressures.
Wow, that's a lot. Like you've mentioned a lot of things, we've talked about a lot of things, and it said that, like, the society expects you to be okay with all this. Like they, at home, maybe they still expect you to carry out the duties you're supposed to carry, but then you as an individual, you'll be experiencing all these pressures, and you don't have probably anyone to help you with, or maybe you don't even have ways to cope with. So, as a career coach who deals with people every day, what issues have you come across?
So in the career coaching field, the number of situations that I've met, most of them are surrounding in terms of people who are trying to move from one position to another, and the distance, the gap, it keeps getting larger and larger. So most people, they are frustrated with the job hunting. Most people are frustrated with getting opportunities, but not actually succeeding in the opportunity. So the pressures, they amount to people who want to sort of give up, or they are questioning whom they are, they're questioning in terms of their capabilities, and if there's something wrong with them. So these pressures, they amount to depression, they amount to second guessing, they amount to someone losing confidence, and also some forms of clinical disorders as well. So what we deal with mostly is trying to, first of all, when we do our interview coaching, we're trying to first establish to the person we are coaching to that the whole process of advancing your career, it has to do with a series of steps that you have to take. So an important factor that you have to embed in your mind is that you are the best at what you do, and any roadblocks that you meet along this path that you're trying to partake in, you have to imagine and believe in yourself that there is nothing wrong with you. And if it's a system that is corrupt, or if it's something that has to do with your interview skills, these are things that you can pray about. These are things that you can talk to someone who is a professional regarding helping you to remove those roadblocks in your mind. And so we try to give confidence to someone before we embark on the structured interview coaching that we take.
Okay, so it's more like you motivate the person, and then after motivating the person and building their confidence, then you can carry out the process of, you said it's what, interview coaching. Is it correct, or I'm just saying it wrong?
Yeah, it's interview coaching. It's more than just motivating. It's trying to inspire an individual to believe in themselves. And what we
Okay.
want to do is, at the end of the day, we just don't want to just do motivation, but we want to go an extra mile ahead and make that person believe in themselves. So what Tony Robbins says is that you have to change a person's story. So
Okay.
we discuss with people, we coach them daily on our WhatsApp platforms, and we try to leave a mark in their lives so that when they meet these frustrations, when they meet these challenges, they are able to overcome them and be in control of their mental health.
Oh, okay. So in this case, you help women and men as well, or it's just men?
We try to help everyone.
It's all right. So, Tawanda, have you ever experienced any career pressures? And if any, what impact did it have on your mental well-being?
Wow, I don't even know where to start. I could actually write a book. So, what Elon Musk says is that whenever you try to do something different, you meet external pressure, be it from your family, be it from the immediate environment you're in. and also your mind. So in that regards, when I began my career and my business path, I met a series of resistance from my own mind, and also questions coming from the immediate environment that I was in. And so, in terms of balancing that with the career that I have, it's been quite difficult, but I found ways to manage that pressure and the stress that comes with it.
Okay, so how did you cope with the pressures, or how did you manage the pressures that you were experiencing? And what kind of pressures did you experience? Like explain in detail, if that's okay with you.
So I think the most difficult stress that you meet, it has to do with I am I going to succeed or am I going to fail? And if I fail, what will I say to my team members? And if I succeed, how will I be able to manage the pressures that come with the extra revenue, the extra work that you need to put in, the publicity, and also the mindset that I have to up to be able to balance all of these new pressures. So those are the pressures that I faced when I began my career, and how I deal with it mostly is me. I love music, so I usually listen to music. I usually listen to my mentors. So my mentor is Chris Mugaga from
Okay.
ZNCC. He's the one I go to when I meet stress which I am not sure of, and also I believe in sharing with my friends in terms of some areas that I need help with. So sometimes you just need someone to talk to, and as well, I usually talk to a specific counselor that I know. She helps
Okay.
me in terms of just trying to understand and have a grasp of the fears that I have or of the frustrations that I have, and how other people that she has met have been able to overcome those pressures.
Okay, that's good. At least you had ways to cope, and you had support. So what about your family? Like, did you get any pressures from your family, or any other people, like from the society, like external pressures?
Well, the family, I would talk about black tax. So yeah, black tax has been really affecting my mental state. But overall, my family has been supportive. My family has been there for me since I started my path, and yeah, so the sort of pressure that has come from the family is positive. They have been molding me and being supportive, helping me to network with people that I need to sort of connect and help me on the things that I'll be and the ventures that I'll be taking. So family is really an important factor in terms of balancing your mental health. So yeah, my family has been very supportive.
Okay, that's good. That's great. At least for you, you had your family and they were very supportive. So what can you say to those people who do not have support, or who are not getting any support from their family or just from the society? Like, what can you say? What advice can you give them?
Well, I would say look for a coach, look for a counselor, look for a friend. There are many opportunities for one to try and seek help. So I think the most dangerous thing is not to seek help. Even me as a coach, I also need someone to coach me. I also need someone to support me. It's why I'm always trying to reach out to to various people when in different walks of life, so that I can be able to understand the frustrations that are coming with whichever entity that I'm meeting, and trying to seek help from them how I can overcome these different various pressures that come with the particular path that I'm taking. So it's very important to find people you can talk to read stories about what other people who were in your situation, what they met and how they overcame those situations. So be it be career, be it be an entrepreneurial path, you need to sort of benchmark from other people and find out how they overcome the particular challenges that you are meeting. And also try to find a friend that you can talk to, try to find a coach. And so it's a continuous cycle. I think another challenge that people meet is they do like batches of trying to handle a particular pressure, and then when they are able to overcome them, and then they let go of all of those solutions that they would have they've used before. So this affects the continual. So this affects the continual way of trying to balance your mental health.
My network just dropped, so but I'm glad I'm back.
Sorry, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you? Hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I
I
can.
can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Okay, I think there's something wrong with it should be the network, or I'm not sure. Because my mic is
Okay.
on, everything is on.
But people are saying,
If you can hear me, you can type the question and then I can just respond.
oh, okay. All right. You still can't hear me? Mm. Okay, people are saying they can hear us. Um, okay. Okay, you were saying that it's very important for people to, find someone to talk to, and you also talked about how it's important for an individual, to find someone they follow, like probably, someone who inspires them, someone they can follow and probably listen to. So I'm just going to ask you my last question, but I think I might have to type it since you said you can't hear me. So any last words that you want to share with men out there is I'm just going to type it out. Apologies, you guys. Our guest can't hear me, but you're saying that you can hear both of us. So I'm just going to type the question for him to answer, and then we can end this live session. Can you see my question? Okay.
Okay. Okay. I can see your questions now on the comment section. Any last words that I'd want to share with the men out there? So to the men out there, I just want to keep on encouraging you to find ways to manage your mental health. And if you are facing any challenges, try to find someone you can talk to. Try to find a counselor you can talk to. Try to find a mentor as well. Mentors are also essential in helping you try to meet those challenges that you face. And I'm also trying to be an example to the people that I lead in terms of trying to balance my mental health as well.
Okay. You have talked about mentors. So I'm still going to ask a question again. You talked about mentors. You said people should try to find mentors. So how can an individual find a mentor? Like, is there any way or anything that you want to say or share with people in regards to finding a mentor? So I think I'm just going to type that as well.
So I'm seeing this question, how can an individual find a mentor? Is there any way? How can I find a mentor? So for me, how I found my mentor was, so I've known Chris for a long time, particularly from church, and the way that I got to be connected to him is that I invited him on a show, and he had attributes and qualities that I found necessary to be aligned with. So basically, when I approached him and explained to him my journey, and I did a direct request from to him to join me on my journey and be a mentor to me. And for me, in terms of my mentee, I saw I saw that she needed to be helped in particular areas, and I approached her and I told her that I have a program where I can take you and be able to help you in fulfilling the things that you need to do. So finding a mentor, it can be two ways. You can actually just approach someone, or you can, like in my mentee's case, be lucky and someone approaches you and offers to take you under their wing. So yeah, that's those are the ways to find a mentor as well. And if it's a counselor, you can approach Revolve Generation, and I'm sure they have quite a number of people that they can connect you with. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Tawa here just mentioned that if you have probably someone who inspires you, you can just approach them. And if you need a counselor, we as Revolve Generation, we offer counseling services. If you need people to talk to, you can just contact us either on Facebook or Instagram, or you can email us on okay, I think about the email address, I would ask Memory. I see you on the comment section. Can you please just type out the email address of Revolve Generation so that people can just send an email if they want to talk to us, or they can contact us on WhatsApp or contact us on Facebook or Instagram. Someone said, how different are these mentors and the papas? Um, uh, I'll wait for Tawanda to answer that question.
I'm not quite sure how to answer these ones. How different are these mentors and the papas? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what Lucas is referring to when they say papas. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how to respond to that one. Can you answer it, Rumbi? I'm not quite sure.
I think he's talking about pastors. When he said papas, mentors and papas, he's talking about pastors.
For me, I think it has to do with the relevance in terms of the situation that you are facing. If it's a career situation, I'm sure it's more beneficial for you to get to talk to a career coach. If it's something to do with probably you're facing depression, or probably it has to do with you balancing the relationships that you have, I think it would be more beneficial if you get to speak with a certified counselor. But pastors do have the overall wisdom and overall guidance that you do need. So if it's something that is that can be encompassed by what pastors are rich in terms of knowledge and wisdom, yeah, I think it's okay. And then so the question of how different. So the mentors, it's different in the sense that, like in my case, my mentor, he demands a feedback session, a quarterly feedback session. So what we do is I write down the goals that I'm supposed to meet, and then when it comes to the end of the quarter, I give feedback to my mentor. And my mentor is there in terms of networking and in terms of being a readily available person that I can get to comment to and get to ask in terms of things that I would have been facing. So yeah, it's not a big distinction from what the pastors do, but it's more, it's something that you can, it's someone whom you can rely on and be confident in saying that I have a mentor that I have. So yeah, that's to me. That's how my mentor is to me.
Okay, it's all right. Thank you for having us, Tawa. I think we're going to end here today. And thank you for coming today and sharing with us and helping the people who are out there. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two. And I hope next time you're going to join us as we are going to have another episode. But in the next episode, we're going to bring a clinical psychologist and a counseling psychologist to help us talk about men and mental health. So, Tawa, thank you very much for having us today. I think our live session is going to end here.